echoes of justice in a small town in the United States, a young black boy named Elijah was accused of a crime he didn't commit. The accusation was absurd. He had been at the wrong place at the wrong time. A white officer named Officer Matthews, known for her animosity toward the black community, claimed she had seen him near a scene of a robbery, despite there being no evidence to back her claim. Elijah's family knew this was just another instance of systemic racism playing out in their town. Enter Maya Thompson, a respected and fearless black lawyer who had grown up in the same town. She had built a reputation for taking on difficult cases, often representing clients from marginalized communities. Maya knew the stakes not just for Elijah, but for the legacy of justice in her town. This case was more than just a defense. It was a battle for truth and fairness. As the trial began, the courtroom was tense. The small town had gathered in droves to watch the spectacle unfold. Maya was calm but resolute, standing tall as she made her opening statement. She spoke not only to the judge and jury, but also to the ghosts of history, the generations that had suffered under the weight of injustice. Maya's defense was simple yet powerful. The evidence didn't add up. She pointed out inconsistencies in Officer Matthews' testimony, revealing that her account had changed multiple times under scrutiny. But it wasn't just about the facts. Maya subtly but unmistakably wove the narrative of systemic racism, how people like Officer Matthews had used their authority to target young black men for far too long. At the pivotal moment in the trial, Maya had Matthews on the stand. The officer, usually so poised, was visibly rattled. She stammered under Maya's sharp questions, her credibility crumbling with every word. Maya didn't just ask about the night in question. She asked about Matthew's history with Elijah's family, her record of aggressive policing in the black neighborhoods, and the long history of mistrust between law enforcement and the black community. And then it happened. Officer Matthews, unable to answer, took a deep breath and then, unexpectedly, stood up and bolted from the courtroom. The silence that followed was deafening. Maya stood motionless for a moment, watching the officer run away. It wasn't just fear that drove Matthews to flee. It was the weight of the truth that she couldn't escape. The jury deliberated for less than an hour. Elijah was acquitted of all charges, and the town was forced to confront the deep-rooted racial injustices that had long been swept under the rug. The story didn't end with the trial. Maya, with Elijah's family beside her, pushed for systemic changes in the town's policing. She began to advocate for a community oversight board, calling for transparency in law enforcement practices. It wasn't just about one case. It was about changing a culture, breaking the cycle of abuse, and fostering true justice. Elijah went on to become a vocal advocate for civil rights, his life forever altered by Maya's unwavering belief in justice. As for Officer Matthews, she was later investigated for her actions, but her flight from the courtroom was seen as a moment of defeat, not only for her, but for a system that had allowed her to abuse her power for far too long. And in the quiet corners of that town, Maya's voice echoed, reminding everyone that the fight for justice is ongoing, and the truth always has a way of coming to light.